Rory, let's go over to your financial claims.
Yeah, my financial claims are backed up by the greatest investors in the world. So EBITDA, you'll hear it all the time. It is pretty much useless because it's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So just those last two, depreciation and amortization, we covered it on, like, I think a bit on a previous episode. It's one of those weirdest metrics. It's not used for, like, I pulled up an article from Wall Street Prep, and it's not like a recognized form either. But like if you're trying to say like you have earnings before depreciation and amortization, you can't make $1 million and not have costs going back into servicing equipment, getting new equipment, especially like in heavy industry sectors that we cover. So like mining, oil and gas, there is always that capital that's being generated, whether it's by issuing bonds or from your earnings from your operations that has to go back into. So basically, there's a great quote from one of Berkshire Hathaway's letter. This is from Warren Buffett, and he said, "When Charlie and I read reports, we have no interest in pictures of personnel, plants, or products. References to EBITDA make us shudder. Does management think the tooth fairy pays for capital expenditures?" You can't really say it any better than that. So he's also very suspicious of the accounting methodology. So I just wanted to we've done a few shows on this, and I thought it'd be a good one to bring up because it is relatively useless. It gets talked about a lot in like all these reports and that. It's pretty much something that it doesn't even need to be referenced, frankly, in these reports. It's just not I don't know why it's still recognized.
So, okay, break down when you say depreciation, though. How do they calculate depreciation?
It's different. A computer, like in Canada here, you're probably 2 years. So, like computer equipment, you would depreciate that over 2 years. So, heavy industry equipment, so like let's say like a loader or a dozer, you might be 5 years, you might be 10. Yeah. I don't have it pulled up in front of me. Like buildings, things like that, you can depreciate. It's usually like 30 or 40 years, I believe.
And why is that not? And why is it not important? So I don't quite understand why it's actually not, because I've heard it so much that it's kind of imprinted in my mind. Why is it not important to them?
I don't know. They started using this, like a lot of companies that were losing a lot of money. It might have started back in like the original the 1999 internet bubble. They were reporting EBITDA, so they're like earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, and then they would tout that it's growing, but it's basically you're only subtracting like your product cost if you're selling, I think.
Oh,
so it doesn't.
Okay, that makes sense.
It doesn't even make sense because obviously you have all that. Like Gowdy, you would know all this equipment that we're buying. It only lasts for it's only got a certain lifespan.
So like we book a show, we get paid, and we say we earned that money without counting everything that we invested in the equipment.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't. It's over the course of a year, you do 200 episodes. You're basically saying, yeah, our EBITDA is like 70% of our earnings. It's a fabricated number. It doesn't give any context to the business.